What's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and break down this sheet of plywood. To do this, I'm going to end up building myself what I'm going to call a poor man's track saw. I'm starting by ripping a piece of 5/8 plywood in half. Not a full piece, obviously. I'm ripping it to width of the size that's going to be the base for the saw to ride on. And then once I have one edge straight, I'm going to flip it over and straighten the other edge. And then I'm going to make a smaller piece that is going to be the fence that the saw guide's going to ride against. Here I'm measuring the distance between the edge of the plate on the saw to the blade, and I'm going to make a mark here on the bottom piece a little bit further up than the width from the edge of the plate to the blade so that I have some material that I can take off. And then I'm going to pre-drill some holes for some screws along those marks, and I'll end up fastening it with some regular wood screws. After I do that, I'm going to check the middle and make sure that I've still got my same dimension there, because sometimes when you saw material, you can get a little bit of spring or it will try to curve toward the grain. So I just wanted to make very sure that we were in good shape here and very straight, which we are in good shape, and I go ahead and add the rest of the screws here. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and clamp this track to the table saw, since my work table is currently holding a full sheet of plywood, and grab my circular saw and let it run right along the edge of that sawed piece of plywood and remove a little bit of material from the bottom track piece. Once I've done that and I know that that bottom track is square to the fence, I'm going to go ahead and set it up here on this piece of plywood that I already have marked out and laid out. And just a little note here, you probably already know this if you use any kind of a track saw, but because this is going to be a zero clearance deal, the edge of that track being exactly where your blade's going to cut, you want to make sure that you line it up on the side of the piece you're going to save and let your blade cut away on the waste side. That's just common sense. I'm sure you know that if you use a saw. I've made sure to set my depth and then just went ahead and cross cut it. Also, just another little note, I do have a couple pieces of foam holding this full sheet up off the table, so I'm not sawing into the table. Once I cut all the way across, I go ahead and check and make sure that the waste piece or the drop piece slides away okay, which it did. Cut all the way through, cut nice and clean. Removed my clamps and just checked it to see if it was straight or not. And it actually turned out to be pretty good. I was pretty impressed with how this works. Sure beats buying a whole nother track saw just for this simple task.